Now they're all in the stalls. Track Fast, Rail True, set for race number 1. About Town, drawn gate 4. Musketeer in 1. Racing. About Town out okay. Trousers had a little bump with it. Harley out fairly. Fabiano's son away very fast on the outside. So too Neverland, who scooched the lead after going 200 metres. As they settle down now, Neverland and the Cerise colours the leader. Fabiano's son moving up on the outside, clear of Kel Power, who dropped in behind them third, and then About Town. Musketeer over on the rail, followed by Harley, Mighty Misty out wider, and Trousers last of all. Nearing the 500 metre mark now, Neverland the leader from Fabiano's son, Kel Power on the fence in third. They're followed by Harley moving up outside About Town. Next Musketeer under the whip, Trousers second last, and Mighty Misty at the 300 metres now, and Neverland by a half. Fabiano's son travelling well. About 3 lengths back in the field then is Harley. About Town's dropped out the second last under the whip as Fabiano's son shot clear at the 100 metres. Race clear from Neverland, and then Harley followed further back, but all Fabiano's son. Oh, this is wanted in a breeze. Fabiano's son eased up by 3.5. Fabiano's son beat Neverland and Harley. They're followed in behind them then by Trousers, who made up some ground from the back of the field, and then Kel Power followed by Musketeer. About Town is second last, and last of all is Mighty Misty. And they've run 56.7. Fabiano's son.
Land. A length and 3/4 away. Third is Dancing Reality. 2 lengths to Brompton's Girl, followed by El Mozo, and a Colo 5 away last. Kenny Tycoon nearing the turn towards the 500, leads by 3/4 to Dancing Reality, travelling up on the outside of Keenland, the fence being held together. A length away fourth is Brompton's Girl, 2 lengths to El Mozo, and a Colo 5 away last. On the turn by the 400 metres, Keenland went through to almost join now Kenny Tycoon. Dancing Reality eases to the outside, followed by Brompton's Girl in need of a run, and therefore in front of El Mozo, followed by a Colo. Down by the 250 though. Keenland now given his head. He's printed clear inside the last 200 metres. He raced a length and a half in front of Dancing Reality. Then Brompton's Girl getting into a minor placing, but Keenland over the final stages in front, holding Dancing Reality and Brompton's Girl, and Keenland wins by 3/4 to Dancing Reality. A half away third, Brompton's Girl. A gap to a Colo. Kenny Tycoon weakened and tailed off. Last in was El Mozo.
Second on Australian Cup Day. Ready to break. Track Fast, Rail True, 1400 for the second. Off they go. Apogee Storm out well, Carmenesque and Fellowship into stride fast, and Northern Song is going out looking for the lead early. Episode and Always Forever settling just behind them as they settle down now. Northern Song working to the lead at the 1200 metres, leads by about a length Apogee Storm and Episode. Then Always Forever on their outside, caught a little wide, might boot up and go to second, does so now as they hit to the 1000 metres. Couple of lengths behind them then Tropical Affair on the inside of Fellowship. 2.5 to Carmenesque for Survival, 1 Manila Pan, followed by Unique Angel Toy Carousel towards the end of the field. Miss Danehill and Tarazil last on the rail. Northern Song at the 800 led by a half a length. Episode is second, about 3 lengths away in third. Always Forever. Apogee Storm over on the inside. 1 Fellowship, Tropical Affair, 2 Carmenesque, more than 2 lengths for Survival. Manila Pan on the rail. Then Unique Angel, Tarazil, one of the last on the fence from Toy Carousel and Miss Danehill. Northern Song led round the home turn, ahead in front of Episode, the outside. A couple, Apogee Storm on the rails, red cap. Then Always Forever, followed by 4 Survival, who's coming down the outside with Fellowship and Carmenesque at the 250 metres now. Northern Song headed by Episode on the outside. Then Always Forever and Apogee Storm, followed by Carmenesque for Survival. Episode in front. Northern Song trying to kick back, but it's Episode a neck clear. Carmenesque and for Survival flying home, but Episode in front, and Episode wins it by about a half length, either Carmenesque or for Survival, the minors. Northern Song close up on the inside, followed by Always Forever, Apogee Storm, Fellowship, Tarazil rattling home out wide. In behind those to finish in the race then was Manila Pan and Tropical Affair, followed by Toy Carousel, Miss Danehill towards the end, and Unique Angel last to salute. In the time of 1:22.2, Episode sat outside the leader and just kept grinding out a solid victory under Brian Park. Got in with only 49.5 kilos. It's 12 at a photo. Big odds the winner to pay about $36.40 and $10.30. Number 3's got second, Carmenesque, ridden by Craig Williams. And number 11 third, For Survival, ridden by Shane Dye.
So it indicates that a start is imminent for the first of 8 here at Canterbury. It's the leisurely handicap, field of 14, and they're off. Agua Caliente jumped well, and so did Plunder, and getting out quickly was Blue Phoenix, and Dan Glisser showing a good turn of pace. Madam Bligh's not far away, and the same for It's Not On, and then comes Hasty Bird, Triple Salchow, followed by Capola and Iditarod, and a length and a half further back Cabaret Girl, followed by Set to Love. Second last is Raff and Joy, and 4 lengths to Rampaging Miss. They head down past the 800, and Blue Phoenix is the leader now, 3/4 Dan Glisser. Third is Madam Bligh, Agua Caliente, fourth, followed by It's Not On the outside of Iditarod, a little more than a length to Triple Salchow, and then Capola, followed by Hasty Bird, Plunder, then Cabaret Girl, followed by Set to Love and Raff and Joy, and 2 to Rampaging Miss. Down towards the corner, they've got 400 to go, and again with the inside running, Dan Glisser hustles through on the inside to almost join Blue Phoenix. They lead a couple of lengths now on Madam Bligh, a length Agua Caliente, and then Triple Salchow, and a good margin to Hasty Bird, straightening up, and Dan Glisser got the better of Blue Phoenix. A length further out is Madam Bligh, followed by Triple Salchow. Dan Glisser starting to race out towards the centre of the track. She's very green, but she's pretty smart, and she's going to beat them easily. Dan Glisser, a great debut to beat Madam Bligh and Triple Salchow. And then came Hasty Bird with Cabaret Girl and Plunder. Agua Caliente knocked up, and then Blue Phoenix likewise. From Iditarod, Rampaging Miss. Further off was It's Not On, and then Raff and Joy, Set to Love.
The best backed has been number 4. Arabella, it's showing 3.40. Been back for plenty on track. The favourite number 10, Vianga, at $2.90. Starter now around to his platform. Supervoba's 3-year-old maiden. Race 2, first division. And they're set for a start. Arabella heavily backed. Vianga favourite. Set now. Over there at the 1200. Good line racing, Proud and Game, one of the best to begin with, Vianga the favourite. And going forward, Unicorn on the outside. Countdown dropped out of it with Normanton shortly after the start, and third last is Rita's Rainbow, and about fourth last is Arabella. Vianga took up the running by the 900 narrowly from Lightning Peak, and making ground the inside now is Bob Zig the third. Up on the outside is Hong Kong Spirit, followed by Snake Plissken the outside. Then Arabella about sixth, the length away Pindacon. Unicorn the outside, well back is Rita's Rainbow, followed by Countdown. Experima second last, and Normanton last. Vianga nears the turn inside the 600, a length and a half in front. Hong Kong Spirit travelled up on the outside of Proud and Game. Almost 3 lengths back in the field to Bob Zig on the inside of Snake Plissken, followed by Pindacon pulling out. A length and a half away Countdown, Rita's Rainbow. Arabella is well back now, pulling to the extreme outside, followed by Normanton, and then Experime at the 250 though, and Vianga kicked away now over 2.5 in front of Hong Kong Spirit. They're 3 clear of Proud and Game. Getting out now is Countdown making ground. Arabella is not in the race. This is a one-act affair though. It's all Vianga. It's well clear of Countdown and Hong Kong Spirit, and Vianga wins by 2 3/4 to Countdown. A good effort. 5 away third, Hong Kong Spirit, then Pindacon. Arabella finished on out wide, followed by Proud and Game, then Snake Plissken. Well back was Experime, followed by Rita's Rainbow Unicorn, then Normanton. Second last was Bob Zig, and last in was Light.
Now they stand up in the desired manner for the Knight Frank maiden. On a very pleasant day here with an easterly breeze, which will assist them down the straight, and they're on their way home now. And a patchy old start. Paying Guess was into stride quickly with Last Shuttle, and also fast away was Skipper, going up on the inside King Talak, followed by Sideshow Charlie. Next on the rail was Forever the Star, and they were followed wider out by Alka-Shelza, and then came between horses Nephalist, followed further back in the field by Idols. Around it State Shadow, and 2 lengths away last of all Sideshow Charlie at the tail. The one up front that I mentioned is Sideshow Charlie Charlie with South Bright here. And as they move on the side, it's Paying Guest joined by Last Shuttle. Third position held by Skipper, and over on the inside with South Bright on its outside was King Talak, who's close handy. They were followed then by Nephilist with State Shadow, and also on the inside easing away from the rail Forever a Star. Further out State Shadow, followed by Sideshow Charlie, and Idols is now last of all as they straighten for home, where Paying Guest led King Talak, Last Shuttle and Skipper. South Brighter is still there, and they were followed further out by Nephilist, Last Shuttle, Sideshow Charlie late on the scene. South Brighter is coming after this leader, Paying Guest, and they're still there, King Talak the inside, and now Sideshow Charlie joins in, but it's South Brighter, Paying Guest kicking in Sideshow Charlie. Sideshow Charlie's tipped them all out. He's won narrowly, I fancy, from South Brighter or Paying Guest, and inches away there with them was King Talak, and they were followed then further back.
Now our Savate coming up into the line on the outside, and the 10 News welter about to get underway. Third here at Flemington. All in. Simply True on the inside. Willie Watt 3 from the outside, Red Cap. Racing now, Simply True and Golden Finale out well towards the inside ahead of Mappingly, Sailor's Courage, Lucky Striker out wider, and Willie Watt is booting towards the front as they settle down. Our Savate going up about the middle of the field out wide, and Gunshot towards the end. Sailor's Courage worked to the lead. Willie Watt got to second out to the 1400. Golden Finale one away third, and Our Savate goes to fourth on the outside. Then Mappingly covering up Simply True, a length and a half to Lucky Striker, one Starbinder and Gunshot. Back behind those then is Red Bastard and Go with the Flow on the rails last of all by the 1200 metres. Sailor's Courage led by a half, Willie Watt, and 2 lengths Golden Finale. On the outside of him is Our Savate, 2 to Simply True and a half to Mappingly. 1 to Gunshot, Starbinder, followed by Lucky Striker, Go with the Flow, and Red Bastard is last when they went past 1,000 metres. Sailor's Courage leads 3/4. Willie Watt running second, 2 lengths Our Savate. Golden Finale ahead away fourth the inside, and then 2 lengths Mappingly, Simply True on the fence. Then the grey Gunshot going around the outside, followed by Starbinder well back on the fence in company with Red Bastard and Lucky Striker, and Go with the Flow comes away from the rails on the outside as they neared the bend. And it's Sailor's Courage first round the turn from Willie Watt on the outside. Golden Finale behind them, and Our Savate easing out for a crack at them. Then Simply True, Starbinder goes through on the inside, followed by Mappingly and Gunshot. Nearing the 300 metres now, Willie Watt under pressure, moved up in the centre to go to the lead. Our Savate goes with him, and then Simply True running on. Starbinder on the rails at the 200 metres now. It's Our Savate, Willie Watt with Simply True coming at them. Willie Watt grabbed now by Simply True at the 100. Simply True's taken the lead, drawn clear, and Simply True goes on to beat Willie Watt by a length and a half. Photo third between the fast finishing Golden Finale and Our Savate. Starbinder a nice run on the rail, followed then by Gunshot out wider. Back behind those to finish in the race was Sailor's Courage and Lucky Striker, and then Go with the Flow and Mappingly and Red Bastard last to finish. Beautiful ride by Brad Rubilla. His one ride for the day. Took the kilo and a half claim for Simply True, which he just put to sleep about fifth on the rails. And he's come with a beautifully strong, well-timed run to beat the favourite. Number 5, Simply True first, ridden by Brad Rubilla, trained at Kyneton by Sue Naylor. Second goes to number 2, Willie Watt, Darren Gauci. And third, 6 Golden Finale's got third on the outside. 5, 2 and 6. Our Savate just edged out of a place. Starbinder coming home nicely on the rails, finished 5th, 1:42.1 the time.
colts. They're all geldings, and they're off. And they broke in a good line too. High Office, one of the smartest out. Katusa jumped well. Ruby King's right there. So too Custody. Not far back is Natural Rain. About a length's gap to All Jazz. Similar margin to Gatcombe. And a length and a half to Keen to Dance. At the end of almost 350 metres, Custody is really keen to run, and he's fired up, and he races out about 4 lengths now on Katusa. Third is High Office, and then Ruby King around Natural Rain. A length and a half further back is All Jazz. 1 to Gatcombe, and a length further up is Keen to Dance. They're in the direction of the 600 marker, and Custody is the leader. Out 2.5 lengths now on all in second posse at this stage. Katusa, High Office third. Ruby King is fourth, followed by Natural Rain, All Jazz, and then comes Keen to Dance, and Gatcombe on the rails is last and back about 8 lengths from the leader Custody. And on the point of the corner, 300 left to go, it's Custody. A length and a half clear on Katusa. Larry Cassidy's pulled the whip on Gatcombe. It is making some ground through on the inside. High Office is letting rip now and looks the big danger at Alan Robinson, riding hands and heels on High Office, drives it up to and heads off Custody, and getting home pretty late is Gatcombe, but High Office will win and win it easily. Down to the line goes High Office to beat Custody, or there's nothing between Gatcombe and Keen to Dance for third, and then came Katusa, Natural Rain. All Jazz and Absolute was Ruby King.
Ready for a start? They will be racing in a moment. Off. Orbit Boy, one of the best to begin with, out wide Chic Bust, but also Aerobic Lord. Not that far away is Fortuna, followed by Small Spoils and Unspoiled. Gulfstream, the favourite, now starts to drive through on the inside. Brandy Chief on the inside is going with it, followed by Grecian Eyes and Barrier Reef. 2.5 away Psychic Sprite, followed by Lady Canopus, is well back from Orbit Boy, and Coquette had dropped out the last. At the 800 metres, Brandy Chief a neck in front of Gulfstream and Chic Buster. Grecian Eyes in that pack, and so too Barrier Reef, about 5 across the track. A length and a half to Lord Tuscany, followed by Aerobic Lord, then Small Spoils, followed by Psychic Spirit the inside. Unspoiled the fence, a length and a half away Coquette, followed by Fortuna. 2 lengths to Lady Canopus, and Orbit Boy is last around the turn. At the 400 metres, Barrier Reef, Grecian Eyes, Brandy Chief, Gulfstream and Small Spoils right off the track, followed by Fortuna. Pulled to the extreme outside, Aerobic Lord from well back. Chic Busters under pressure, followed by Psychic Sprite. In behind them, Coquette, followed by Lady Canopus. Inside the 200 metres, Barrier Reef raced a length and a half in front of Gulfstream, and Small Spoils the outside trying hard, but Barrier Reef in front over the final stages, and Barrier Reef too good. Barrier Reef wins by 2. 2 Small Spoils. Third, Gulfstream. Coquette has made up plenty of ground. So too Fortuna out wide. Grecian Eyes just in behind them, followed by Psychic Sprite. Then Unspoiled. Out deep on the track was Chic Buster, followed by Lady Canopus and Lord Tuscany. Well back was Orbit Boy, followed by Brandy Chief, and Aerobic Lord was one of the last in.
They're in the mounting yard now for race 4. The weights here. Number 1 claims 3. 3 claims 1.5. Number 5 will be in the all-white colours. 9 claims 2. Rider for 13, Spirit Breaker D. Nikolic. A couple of riding alterations later in the day for Stephen Baster. Race 6, number 11, Statement. Now Karen McAvoy on 11, Statement in race 6. There was no senior rider available to take that mount. And in race 8...
Powerful animal, and he's really trained on very well since his last win. So, we're very hopeful of his chances here. Eddie Maguire hasn't made you an honorary member of Collingwood by any chance, has he?
No, but I'm still asking.
All right, Anthony, good luck. The trainer here of Copeland, Anthony Cummings, just spending a bit of time with us here. Let's have a look at these horses in the mounting yard as they parade out. Thanks, Anthony. I've settled on the number 7 here as my top pick here, which is Man of Mars. He came here in January, was just ultra impressive, and it's very hard to go past that form. On top here from number 1, Grand Bay, and as I mentioned to Anthony...
So was Cometic. I'm a Sal beaten for early speed. They're all well back early. On the other hand, there's a battle for the lead, and going fast, Social Echo with natural pace will lead by a length and a quarter. Over on the inside, Weather Alert is driving through with Pride of the Sea out wide, and Cometic is there. So too is Tram Stop on the inside, and they were joined by Pavlovas, and then a length and a half, Lady Muck giving ground from Rainbow Tie. 2.5 away behind those was Draconian, followed then by Cometic, Western Sweet, and I'm a Sal. Social Echo's got great natural speed, and he leads as they come to the 600. By 3 to Weather Alert, whose rider is not panicking. Pride of the Sea on the outside holds third, followed back behind them by Tram Stop and Pavlovas. Over on the outside now, Rainbow Tie, and further back Draconian from Lady Muck under the stick, Western Sweet to the outside, and Cometic behind them with I'm a Sal. But it's still Social Echo, the leader. Weather Alert is now putting in big strides and comes after the grey at the 200-metre mark. The whip is produced on the grey, and Weather Alert went straight past it, but here comes Rainbow Tie with a big finish. It's Weather Alert clear. Rainbow Tie is storming home down the middle. Rainbow Tie races up, hits the front, and the flashy chest up with a big bawdy face has won nicely over Weather Alert. Tram Stop third, then Draconian followed then by Pride of the Sea. The good judges were right. The 1,200 metres first up at Morphettville is a big task. Pavlovas were next, followed further
with the red cap. Ready and all clear given, off they go. Man of Mars began well, quite precise, began very awkwardly down towards the inside. Centerville began like a shot, and after going about 100 metres has crossed to the rail and leads from Man of Mars. Grand Bay moving up fast on the outside. Solid Wood deeper out in the pink blinkers isn't far away, followed by Copeland wider still. Just behind them is Beige Hunk, being followed by Spirit Breaker down on the rail. Swayze's moving forward out wide on the course. They're followed further back in the field by Be My Dane, who's settled a long way back in company with Ricochet Star, Alarock, and Quite Precise is last at the 400 metres. Man of Mars, the rail, went up on the inside of Centerville. Grand Bay is 3 wide, Solid Wood is 4 out, then Swayze wider, followed by Beijunk needing a run. Man of Mars slipped a little bit of leather though at the 200 metres by Mertens. He drew a length, but Beijunk is in the clear. Man of Mars leads from Beijunk. Grand Bay, Man of Mars in front. Beijunk trying hard. Man of Mars too fast. Man of Mars beat Beijunk 3/4. Copeland got up and grabbed third from Be My Dane, Spirit Breaker, Grand Bay, then Solid Wood, Alarock, followed by Swayze, Ricochet Star. Towards the end of the field, here's Centerville, and back there with him was Quite Precise. Here's an exciting 1,000-metre sprinter, this fellow. Number 7, Man of Mars, ridden by Peter Merton.
Reno Lad third and King Artaeus fourth, and then Macassar Symphony on the inside, followed by Arabian Joy, Astrology, Queen of Scots, and the last pair, Machu Picchu, and on the inside of it, Highbury. At the back of the track, and Dashing Scene is the leader. And 1,200 metres ahead of them now. Dashing Scene by a length and a half, Reno Lad. Top Carla third on the inside from King Artaeus, and then comes Arabian Joy, travelling around Macassar Symphony, 2.5 to Queen of Scots. A neck back Astrology on the rails, and Machu Picchu and Highbury whip them in. Down the back of the track and going past the halfway at the 950, little or no change in the order. And Dashing Scene, keen to run's got his mouth open. He's about a length clear on Reno Lad. Top Carla third on the inside of King Artaeus, and a couple of lengths then Arabian Joy. Macassar Symphony the inside, Queen of Scots on the outside of Astrology. Highbury next to last, and Machu Picchu is last of all, 10 lengths off the lead, occupied by Dashing Scene as they race down past the 550. It's Dashing Scene quickening up just a little, 3/4 of a length on Reno Lad, staying in touch with the leader. 2 lengths away third is Top Carla looking for the run from King Artaeus. Wider is Arabian Joy, and then Macassar Symphony, Astrology, Queen of Scots, Highbury, and Machu Picchu's out of gas. Around the corner, Dashing Scene straightens up. Here's Arabian Joy having a shot on the outside, and quickly Arabian Joy dashed away and past the 200. It leads about 2 lengths on Astrology, moving into second. Posse Dashing Scene won't run a place. Queen of Scots moving to third. The leader is Arabian Joy. Astrology on the outside is going to run out of time, and Arabian Joy clings on to beat Astrology, and third Queen of Scots, and then Macassar Symphony. Reno Lad with Dashing Scene, and all this, and then a clump there were King Artaeus and Highbury. A good margin to Top Carla, and Machu Picchu was tailed right off.
Herigo was checked down the back. 2 lengths away back in the field is on the outside now. Lady Penelope travelling up on the outside. Off on the inside, Rose of Perfection. This leader, though, Proud Wonder, bolted around the turn. Then Deal the Queens. A break of almost 4 lengths to Priceless Ruby, followed by Herigo. Dia well back, so too Glittering Court, Auntie Rowie, and Wild and Hot as last. On the turn, straightening up now towards the 400 metres, and Proud Wonder. It's gone hard. It's still 5 in front. The missus under plenty of pressure. Belsalina pulls out to make ground, followed by Spouse. Then Rose of Perfection, followed by Dealer Queens, now getting out, running home. And here's Priceless Ruby from well back, starting to storm home. Inside the two, it's still Proud Wonder, 3 in front. Priceless Ruby towards the centre. It's starting to bridge the gap quickly over the final stages, though. Priceless Ruby going home too well for Proud Wonder, and Rose of Perfection and Priceless Ruby. Priceless Ruby is won by a length. 2, Rose of Perfection. 3rd, Proud Wonder. Gee, it gave plenty of cheek. Close up with Deal the Queens, followed by Belsalina, and just in behind them came Lady Penelope, Wild and Hot, followed by Demissa, then Auntie Rowie, Glittering Court, well back was Herigo, and last in was Dia.
And away very quickly. Going fast early, Pines Princess, and right around them, Mr. Tarsho's clapping on the speed. Majestic Lake is prominent with Wee Bush, and Sarajevo Grey had to grab hold and get off the heels of one in front. Around the outside was Al Clays going up to be 4th, Wee Bush back to 5th, and then Empire Day, who's racing about 6th from further back. Just Dynamite. Bellata getting a run up on the inside. They were followed by Eloquent Lord, and then came Sarajevo Grey on the inside. Our Appeal, Queen of Trials off around them 4 wide. Further back, My Close Encounter, followed then by Summertime for Lou. With it was Rhythm Royale, and a Firm Princess is tacked on. The leader, Mr. Tarsho, by a length and a half as they head towards the 1200 metre turn to come down the side. Queen of Trial has gone up hard on the outside from back in the field to join the leader. 3rd placing Majestic Lake, and then Al Clay's 4th, followed next over on the inside by Wee Bush, and up there between them Pines Princess. In fact, Pines Princess has gone up on the rail. Wee Bush is the one between them. Empire Day was next, followed by Bellata held together. Our Appeal is wide. Just Dynamite gives a bit of ground. Rhythm Royale, My Close Encounter take off from Sarajevo Grey, Eloquent Lord. Then Summertime for Lou, and together at the tail of the field with that horse was a Firm Princess. Down the side they race now at the 800 metre mark, and the leader is still Mr. Tarsho by a length. To in 2nd placing Majestic Lake. 3rd, Al Clays travels up, and they were followed by Queen of Tra, who's gone. It's drifting back through the field. Pines Princess to 4th, around them Empire Day, then Rhythm Royale, but very wide at the 600 around the home turn. Bellata trying to shoulder its way out from the rail from My Close Encounter. They were followed by Eloquent Lord, Sarajevo Grey. This 2nd division looked to be struggling. A Firm Princess, Queen of Trials called it a day. Our Appeal back with Just Dynamite and Summertime for Lou. Majestic Lake heads Mr. Tarsho. Al Clays is trying to get to the pair, followed then by Pines Princess, who's coming through the gap. Bellata down the outside, and with an Empire Day, they're across the track. Al Clays is now done with, and out wide Bellata has hit the front with Pines Princess coming after it. Is Bellata going to crack it for a win? Yes, at long last, Bellata. Been a nice weekend or two for Gordon Richards, and Bellata wins by about a length on the line to Pines Princess. Majestic Lake with out wide Empire Day, Mr. Tarsho, a Firm Princess, Wee Bush, and then Eloquent Lord, followed by Al Clay, Sarajevo Grey. Back behind those then came out wide Summertime for Lou, Just Dynamite, Our Appeal, My Close Encounter, Rhythm Royale, and Queen of...
Coming up, Sky Heights ready. Now Mossman, and the last up will be Lease. Mossman ready. Lease coming up. So the field locked away and ready. They're set to go for the Canterbury Guineas. Favourite drawn 1. Racing. And Dignity Dancer was the first to bounce out ahead of Mossman. Gouchy grabs hold of Lease and drops out to last. Now Greenstone Charm sitting 2nd at the moment behind Dignity Dancer, with Mossman going forward on the outside. At the 1800, Dignity Dancer, the leader. Mossman sitting on his outside, wants his head. Dyer lets him have it. So Mossman goes to the front now ahead of Dignity Dancer, and Sky Heights is third. Then came Greenstone Charm on the outside of Delirious, and Lisa's 2.5 behind these. Mossman, the leader. He's fired up a bit. He's on the steel. Out to the 1400. He leads by 2 lengths to Sky Heights, has gone around into second placing. Dignity Dancer is now third on the inside from Greenstone Charm, and then 2 lengths to Delirious, and Lisa's a length away, half away last of all at the 1200 metres, and the leader is Mossman by 2 lengths. Sky Heights a length and a quarter. Dignity Dancer third the inside. Greenstone Charm a neck away, more than 2 lengths Delirious, and 1 lease last of the 6. Heading to the 1000 metres, Mossman the leader, a length and a quarter. Sky Heights a length and a half away. Dignity Dancer on the inside. Greenstone Charm is around him, and then a couple of lengths further back is Delirious and a half lease on the outside. At the 800, and Mossman's got away with a bit out in front. He's been able to really dictate it. 3/4 Sky Heights and 2 lengths Dignity Dancer. Now Cassidy will be wanting to get away from the rail pretty soon. Greenstone Charms running off the track. Greenstone Charms run off the track around the home turn, and Dignity Dancer's been able to get into the clear comfortably. Mossman leads round the turn from Sky Heights, and Dignity Dancer called on now. Then Delirious over on the inside, and Lease. It's Mossman at the 300 metres, tackled by Sky Heights. Cassidy's pulled the whip on Dignity Dancer now, and the big 3-year-old starting to answer. Mossman in front. Dye has him under the whip at the 200. Every stride Dignity Dancer gets closer. Nearing the 100, he's put his nose in front. Mossman's trying to go with him. Dignity Dancer's drawn a neck clear though, and Dignity Dancer takes the Guineas and the Triple Crown, beating Mossman by a length. Lease coming home hard for third, and then Sky Heights and Delirious, and something amiss with Greenstone Charm finishing about 25 lengths last. Dignity Dancer has done it. He's taken
and has been the inaugural winner of the Triple Crown. It's a great challenge, and
just leads Dainola racing to the back of the track. Riveting Lass third, and Lin Jan improving from that wide alley, followed by Courthouse Lane and LA Longe. A length and a half into Alicia on the outside of Mel Chris from Shalanza, and 2 lengths to Silver Kate. Working to the back, 1,000 metres to go, and Larry Cassidy has Extinct leading the way, about a half length on Lin Jan. Dainola dropping in a length and a half behind them, followed by Riveting Lass. Then Courthouse Lane inside of LA Longe from Alicia, Mel Chris, Shalanza, and still last is the grey mare Silver Kate. No change in the order as they race along past the 700 metres, and the heavily backed favourite Extinct is leading the way. 3/4 on Lin Jan, holding third Dainola just in front of Riveting Lass on her outside. Alicia is 3 deep, LA Longe in the middle, Courthouse Lane hard ridden on the inside, then Shalanza, Mel Chris and Silver Kate. As they come down towards the corner, 400 to go, and the leader is Extinct. A half length still on Lin Jan. One away third is Dainola, trying to get around the heels of the 2 leaders. Riveting Lass holding her in. Courthouse Lane the inside, then Alicia and Shalanza straightening up, and Extinct is under pressure as Lin Jan shot to the lead. Dainola's into the clear now, and then comes Alicia. Here's Dainola bridging the gap on little Lin Jan. Lin Jan about to be claimed by Dainola, and Dainola comes away to win well from Lin Jan. Third posse going to Courthouse Lane, and then Mel Chris with on the outside Silver Kate, Alicia. Extinct gave in very meekly, followed by Shalanza, LA Longe and Riveting Lass at the tail of the field.
And number 10, Kazana on 590. It's been easy on track though. Toy Salute, the favourite. Light comes on now on top of the barrier. He's set for a start now. Red Sonia goes in. Drawn out wide. Set. Off. Mr. Donizzetti on the inside, away only fairly with Toy Salute next door. They're both starting to muster speed. That's Lily May dropping out to last after the start, and Parham's away quickly and takes up the running by the 900. Parham in front by a length and a half to Toy Salute, now driving through to be second the inside, followed by Eureka Success and Red Sonia. Vintage Robe in that pack, and going forward on the outside now is Quality Asset. Back to the inside is Mr. Donizzetti, followed by Kazana second last and 2 lengths away Lily May. Inside the 600 metres, Toy Salute came off the fence, now draws up within a half of the leader Parham, and the pair have broken away around the turn. They're 4 in front of Mr. Donizzetti, followed by Vintage Robe and Lily May from well back pulling out. Kazana hard ridden, followed by Eureka Success and Quality Asset, and 2.5 away Red Sonia. Param by the 250, a length and a half in front of Toy Salute under plenty of pressure. In behind them came Mr. Donizetti. Lily May from Wellback is starting to run home at the 100-metre mark. Param 2 in front. Lily May from Wellback is getting out, running home hard, but running out of ground. Param still in front, holding on, and Param was won by a half to Lily May. A big effort. 2 away third, Mr. Donizetti. Close up was Vintage Robe. A gap to Toy Salute, who weakened. Followed on the outside by Kazana. In behind them, Eureka Success, followed by Quality Asset, and last in was Red Sonia.
Stokes Advertising Handicap. Ready. And racing this time, and a tune jumped nicely out wide, as did Dreamsome on the inside, beaten for early speed, No Pockets, and Lucetta drift back to a little world of their own at the tail, and by the 1,000 they go, and the leader was still attuned by a half to an unquiet time second. In third placing, Dreamsome from Samson. They were followed then on the outside of those by Brave Masque from Sarah Blue, then came Carmen's Pride, followed behind those then by Star of Spies. Further back behind them came No Pockets, and last of all is Lucetta, rounding the turn at the 600-metre mark, and attuned on top and strides along freely, a length and a quarter in front of Unquiet Times. 2.5 away, Dreamson, Samson. Sarah Blue gets up on the inside of the pair. Carmen's Pride comes around them. Further back in the field, Star of Spies, Lucetta. Going up on the inside, No Pockets, and wide out on the track then came Brave Masque, but it's attuned. Getting towards the middle of the track at the 200-metre mark, it's drifted out, and Sarah Blue comes through on the inside. It's Sarah Blue coming after attuned, and then Carmen's Pride charging home late, but Sarah Blue is in front, getting close to home, and Sarah Blue's going to do it pretty softly. Star of Spies got up on the inside, I think, to get second from attuned, and Carmen's Pride an inch away, probably fourth, but it'll be a photo. Then came...
Very fast, outside gate. All in. Light flashing, they're ready. 1,100 metres. Line looks good. Starter about to release the field. Cooktown playing up. They're set. Cooktown again getting upset. The leading light's away from the line now. Leading light was in the gates. Drawn alongside Cooktown, but whether it got kicked or I'm not sure what might have happened here, but leading light is out of the stalls and trotting around for the vet, no doubt. Rider of Cooktown is out of the saddle. The others are standing up well. Now, leading light's come back up into the gates. Rider of Cooktown again settled, so they look right again. Racing, Bradshaw began well from Blenheim Castle, and Cyber Vane towards the inside. Statement was away well. Catnipped and Javago are going very fast from Natural Is My Name over on the outside as they all cross towards the flat again at the 900 now. And it's Statement racing to the front. Statement led clearly by about 3 lengths to Bradshaw, and Catnipped in second and third. Javago is outside them in the white cap. Blenheim Castle posseing up just behind the leading horses, followed by Selracha, and then a gap to Marty's Magic. Back behind those then is Cooktown over on the outside. Cyber Vane a fair way back, coming over past the 500-metre mark. Natural Is My Name up in about 6th or 7th placing. Come to Orders a long way back in the field with leading light last at the 300 now. And it's Bradshaw and Catnipped on the outside is Javago. Selracha switching course, and Blenheim Castle. Bradshaw the leader at the 200, but Javago's mowing it down. Bradshaw tackled by Javago, who's hit the lead. Natural Is My Name coming, and Come to Order down the outside. Javago's clear though. He's holding them at bay, and Javago's won it. Come to Order flashing home second, and the third, Natural Is My Name from Bradshaw. In behind those was Selracha, followed by Marty's Magic, Blenheim Castle, Catnipped, and then Cooktown. They're trailed by Leading Light, then Cyber Vane, and Statement again has stopped badly to run last. Stand by for numbers. This has been a big performance by number 2, Javago.
Rolling Brook Edgy. They're off this time. They came out in a pretty fair line too. One of the best to break was Shalal, commencing well from the inside, Walk the Walk. She's Blessed is right up there. So too Miss Chanel and Alliston trying to find a posse from Sizzling Grey. Rolling Brook second last and Absolute Springtime Romance. Craig Agnew goes to the lead on Alliston and to the back near the 1200. Alliston opens up 2.5 to 3 lengths now on Miss Chanel. Rolling Brook wide out in the third posse and fourth the inside. She's Blessed and then Sizzling Grey. Walk the Walk is back to third last. Shalal next to last and 2 lengths Springtime Romance. They work their way down the back of the course now, going to the 900, and Alliston's really fired up in the lead. She really wants to run. It is out by length and 3/4 to 2 lengths now in Rolling Brook. A length to Miss Chanel. Fourth on the inside, She's Blessed from Sizzling Grey. Walk the Walk, Shalal, and still last is Springtime Romance. This is the pattern as they head towards the 600 marker, and Alliston shows out by a little more than a length on Rolling Brook. In third position, Miss Chanel. She's Blessed a neck back on the inside. Sizzling Grey is next from Walk the Walk, Shalal, and still last is Springtime Romance. 400 left to go, and Alliston's been the leader from the word go, and she slipped away here coming to the corner. Alliston must be 2 lengths on Rolling Brook as they set sail for the judge. Miss Chanel third, and She's Blessed is getting right up on the inside. Alliston has really gone flat out. How much has she got left? She's just the leader. She's Blessed is coming out of then Rolling Brook. Alliston the outside, and She's Blessed. It's a race in 2. Alliston will not give in. She's doing too well. She's coming away, and Alliston scores a great win. Second home, She's Blessed, and Springtime Romance rocketed home for third, and then came Rolling Brook, followed by Walk the Walk, Miss Chanel. Second last in the field was Sizzling Grey, and Shalal was last.
Lucky Blue comes up. All in now, and ready. Set. Perfect line off. The Wickermist on the inside jumped away quickly with Pathor. Gippslander stood there. He's missed it by 8 lengths. Into third placing, Take a Drive early, followed by on the outside, Rivermac going forward. Then Tommy Tune, Kentucky Blue, 4-5 wide, making ground, followed by King Zafar around the outside, 3 wide from Heroic Lover. Then Yokozuna, 2.5 to Luck Now Fox, followed by Centuries Fox on the inside. 3 lengths away, Metalwood, who's second last, and tacking up is Gippslander. Along the back towards the 1100 metres, Pathor the outsider, neck in front, putting pressure on the Wickermist. They're 2 clear of Kentucky Blue, 3 wide to third, around the outsider, Rivermac. The grey on the fence and the box seaters Take a Drive. A length away on the outsiders, Tommy Tune racing 3 wide, around Heroic Lover, followed by Yokozuna back on the fence, then King Zafar, followed by Centuries Fox on the inside. A length away, Luck Now Fox. Second last is Gippslander, and the favourite, Metalwood, is last and must be 8 lengths from the lead. By the 600 metres, it's Pathor in front after working. Tommy Tune has taken off now to put pressure on Pathor, and they're sprinting now around the turn by the 450 in the Sale St Patrick's Cup, and Tommy Tune took off, led by a length and a half now. Pathor looked gone. Kentucky Blues under pressure. Then Rivermac getting out, followed out wide by King Zafar, making ground from well back. Then Heroic Lover, Yokozuna, Luck Now Fox, and also Metalwood from well back. They pull out, and they're making ground in the straight by the 250. Tommy Tune's a length and a half in front of Take a Drive, Rivermac, Yokozuna, and Metalwood out wide continues to make ground down by the 100 metre mark, and Metalwood out wide race for lead now. Yokozuna trying to go with Metalwood. Oh, he's given them a start, Metalwood, but he gives them a beating. Metalwood wins by a half. Maybe Yokozuna second, and nose to Centuries Fox third. Close up, Luck Now Fox. Take a Drive weekend, Tommy Tune stop, followed by Rivermac and Pathor, then King Zafar, Gippslander, well back Kentucky Blue, Heroic Lover, and the Wickermist has run last.
On the inside, Humalime wider out. They were followed then by the newcomer Earl Marshall, and then came Elegant Lover from Evans getting back. Shore Blue pushes up on the inside. New Nephew between horses with Rouverjou. Further back, Sister on edge, and then last of all was Tight Squeeze as Evans was shuffled back to last out wide. 800 from home, and it's Big Tide the inside, and Cornwall Express the outer by 2.5. 2 in third placing, Lanterns travelling nicely. 2 lengths, Elegant Lover. Shore Blue moves around that horse. Further back then came Earl Marshall, followed on the inside followed by Tight Squeeze as they come to that home turn. Tight Squeeze ran out of room when Elegant Lover dropped back on top of it and is in trouble completely there, Tight Squeeze. Forget It Ever went around, I'd suggest, and wider out on the track, Yuma Line, New Nephew between horses. Then back behind them, Rubaju and Evans. In the straight, Cornwall Express has headed the other one, Big Tide. Shore Blue comes after it in turn, and they were followed then by Sister on Edge and Yuma Line right down the outside, and then Earl Marshall. But Shore Blue is striding freely with 50 to go, and Shore Blue's going to open up and win it handsomely. Shore Blue wins the Morphettville Plate by 3.5. Earl Marshall was a very good debut second. Third placing, Cornwall Express. They were followed by Yuma Line, and then came over on the inside, Sister on Edge, on the edge, who made ground. They were followed then by New Nephew. Then further back to Lantern's Elegant Lover. Tight Squeeze, as I said, Forget It went around. Further back then came Rubaju. In between horses, Big Tide, and last in was Evans.
Ran fourth a couple of years ago. Beaten less than a length by Octagonal. Last start, St George winner. Rogue, Let's-a-Lape, Durbridge and Dane Ripper completed that double. And in he goes. Greg Childs on board, winner of the Newmarket. Here's our Unicorn coming up. And the field is locked away for the Amy Australian Cup. Summerbow bouncing about on the inside. Racing in the Cup. And Summerbow began well towards the inside, but Basile Bay immediately sprinted to the lead. Into Gaze was away quickly, and the message goes forward from Dansk, and then Spying as they settle down. And Cassidy really wants to lead, and he hums up on the favourite here, Basile Bay, and he leads by about 2 lengths. The message goes to second on the outside of Dansk, about 2 lengths to Into Gaze. Spying fifth the inside, and then Istadard getting into a nice place. About 1.5 lengths to Thackeray Summerbow. Towards the end of the field here are Sir Linford in company with our Unicorn, and Aero Smith is last on the rails. That's the order out to the 1400, and Basile Bay has raced away from the field. He set up about 6 or 7 lengths. It's daring tactics by Jim Cassidy trying to pitch the Australian Cup, and Basile Bay lengthens his lead. He's about 8 lengths clear. Dansk is second, carting the field up. The message is third on the outside, 1.5 lengths to Into Gaze, fourth on the rail, and then Istadard. 2 lengths behind these is Spying, followed 1.5 lengths away by Thackeray, and then Summerbow. Sir Linford next from Aero Smith, and our Unicorn is last of all. Basile Bay the leader, about 6 lengths the message. 1 to Dansk, 1 to Istadard, now fourth. Into Gaze fifth on the inside, and they're followed by Spying, 2 lengths to Thackeray. Then Sir Linford and Summerbow. 1 length further back is Aero Smith off the bit, and our Unicorn is last of all. They came to the turn at the 600 metres, and Bazille Bay is leading by about 3 lengths now on the Message. Dansk under a lot of pressure the inside. Estadart starting to wind into his work now. Spying pulls to the outside. Intergaze held up, trying to switch course to the inside. Bazille Bay passes the 400, more than 2 lengths in front. Estadart chasing home with Intergaze, Spying, and Thackeray is coming on the outside. They've got to Bazille Bay. Estadart and Intergaze race to the lead together from Thackeray on the outside. It's Intergaze and Estadart from Thackeray. Estadart and Intergaze fighting it out head and head. Estadart is going home the better. Put his nose in front. They hit the line. It's close between Estadart and Intergaze. Maybe Estadart with Thackeray third. They raced away from the rest. Spying next from Summerbow and our Unicorn. Then Aerosmith, followed further back in the field by Dansk and Bazille Bay, who stopped badly, finishing with the Message and Sir Linford. Judge has called.
And to all you people out there that have received him so well. Thank you very much.
And then comes Smart Attack, making phase the deepest at the moment. Second last in the field, Triplo and close-up Pipe on the inside. Well, not all that far between first and last as they gallop down the straight. And at the Judge with a round to go, making Fay wide out, joins Fireball the fence at a half between them, French Legend. Triplo is on a limb fourth, and he's very, very wide. His inside is Smart Attack in company with Pipe, and Nardell's right up on the fence. Well, no luck early for Triplo, and as they work to the back of the course going past the 12.50, the leader is Fireball, about a length and a half on Triplo, hurried up into second, Posina. Making Fay is third, then French Legend fourth the inside, a length and a half to Smart Attack. Next to last is Pipe, and a neck back on the inside, Nardell. Fireball leads going along the back section of the Canterbury Park Racecourse, and 9.50 ahead of the field here. Fireball leads 3/4 of a length on Triplo. Travelling third, French Legend on the rails, and then comes Making Fay's outside, 2 to Smart Attack. On the inside is Nardell and Pipe. Last only about 7 lengths from Fireball, who leads narrowly from Triplo as they head in the direction of the 600, and then French Legend, followed by Making Fay, who's sitting right on the back of Triplo, and right on the back of Making Fay is Smart Attack. Nardell the inside, a little awkwardly positioned, and Pipe keeping Nardell snookered. They race along the side, and they're almost in pairs coming to the 450, and the leader is Fireball, narrowly from Triplo, and Making Fay's rider, namely Glenn Boss, is making his run now. French Legend on the inside, Smart Attack is following Making Fay. Nardell off the fence, and Pipe is last and hard-ridden, straightening up now. Fireball, Triplo, Making Fay coming at the pair, then Smart Attack, and Nardell is weaving a passage inside the 200, and here Making Fay got to Triplo, and Smart Attack on the outside out after Making Fay. Making Fay is pulling out plenty. Smart Attack won't reach her, and Making Fay hangs on to beat Smart Attack. Third Nardell, fourth Triplo, and then came Pipe. French Legend next to last, and Fireball dropped out to finish at the rear.
Okay, Tabletop Dancer and Royal Amber in the straight towards the 250. He pulls the whip on Check Ruler. He's a length and a half in front. Beat of My Heart is under the whip, followed by Tavern Bay getting out to make ground, but Check Ruler by the 100-metre mark kicked it over 2.5 in front. Hunting Gal back to the inside is getting out, followed by Tavern Bay, but it's all Check Ruler. He runs them ragged. Check Ruler wins a length and a half. In a photo, Tavern Bay second, a nose to Hunting Gal. A gap to Beat of My Heart every chance, followed by Cool Broker. Then Cousin Nina. Out deep on the track were Gold Seeker, My Mate Dudley, followed by Bay of Biscay, Gold Polaris, then Lonesome Dancer, and last in Tabletop Dancer.
Wide, then further back behind those came Valor King. Slight of Slipper the inside, and further back behind them, Keep On Top. Wider still was Daiquiri Dancer. Further back in the field, Denison Ruler, who's one of the last with Unique Lady into Pace Mode. Before the home turn, down to the 650, and the leader was Pancho's Villa by about a length and a quarter. In second placing on the outside, High Tari. Canmar's outside of Savage were next. Then Sovereign Countess, the middle, Song of the Blues is wide, and going through on the inside, Slight of Slipper with Bob's Filani next to them. Denison Ruler's angling for a run up near the inside. There's nowhere to go for the moment, and they were followed further out on the track by Keep on Top, Unique Lady, Valor, King Depeche Mode and Daiquiri Dancer out wide. In the straight, Pancho's Villa a clear leader, a length and a half. High Taria's Flat Strap coming after it. Song of the Blues is starting to chime in with a good finish, and then Canmars. High Taria the leader, and here comes Denison Ruler slipping through on the inside, but High Taria's going to prevail. High Taria wins a length, nearly a length, maybe only 3/4 to Denison Ruler. Now, interesting go for third. Getting up on the inside, Slider Slipper. Flashing between them was Sovereign Countess, and on its outside, Song of the Blues will leave.
There's Zapur coming up into the line. Nearly ready. In fact, it'll only be Go Davo Go for Matthew Gatt. That'll complete the lineup now. Whistle Up down on the inside. Sweating noticeably on the way to the stalls. Ready. Racing, and a lovely start with Whistle Up, one of the first out. Brave Chief and Oliver Twist began very quickly. Rembetica is up there as well as they sort themselves out now. Zapur dropped out to be second to last. Civil List has gone to the lead at the 1200 metres though. There's plenty of speed on though. Rembetica is pushing him along early in the piece, and Brave Chief on the outside of the pair of them working hard. Tarot Star settled down fourth. They're followed by Strike Force, a length and a half. Raging Force. Whistle Up next on the inside, being followed by Oliver Twist between horses, and then Country Born. One behind those then is Zapur from French Clock Strident, and Go Davo Go last of all. Brave Chief has done some work, but he has got to the front before the home turn. He's going to swing the corner just in front of Rembetica on his outside. Civil List dropped in behind them. Strike Force Red Cap is 3 deep on the pace. Tarot Star between horses. Raging Forces next when they corner. Oliver Twist needing to get out of a pocket. Then came Whistle Up over on the inside of him, and then Country Born and Zapur held up behind them. Nearing the 300, Rembetica went to the lead. Coming after it is Strike Force, Tarot Star. Raging Force is coming with his run. Oliver Twist is still held up. Golly, 150 to go. Here's Strident sweeping down the outside. He's swapping them with French Clock. Strident and French Clock come to the lead. Strident the outside and French Clock, and Strident wins it from French Clock. Photo third, Oliver Twist, again unlucky, and Zapur, which ran on well. Then Raging Force and Strike Force from Tarot Star, Civil List and Whistle Up. Back behind those to finish was Brave Chief, who's finished towards the end with Go Davo Go and Rembetica.
Dropping off his Striding Edge, the stayer, and Haunting Spirit got the best of the start, commencing well George on Broadway with Further Still, and then Investiture, Mum's Co, followed by Dawn Raider. Then comes So's an Attack, third last Random, Striding Edge second last, and Burdick Lad is the tail ender. They're going along at a good bat to the 1200 metres, and Haunting Spirit leads the way, is keen to race. 3/4 on George on Broadway, travelling third is Mum's Co from Investiture. Dawn Raider moving forward, followed by Further Still, and then comes on the inside